specifically. Does it even matter anymore? There's like literally aliens in our backyards now, just watching. Anyways, welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we'll be sipping a little bit of tea about the finale as spilled by Naysha at the most recent Roscoe's. And then we'll be going through all the Unaired Runways from the season in order to crown a queen of Hot or Rot Unaired Runways Bracket Tournament Extravaganza. A title, of course, that means absolutely nothing. But I hope this video can help showcase and spread some love to the eliminated queens from All Stars 8 by showing off their Unaired Runways. And first up, a little tea. So, at the Roscoe's viewing party for the finale, Naysha was sharing some behind the scenes information about the lip sync between the final two, Jimbo and Kandy. The last minute, one of the producers, who she actually names, comes up to Kandy and Jimbo and tells them that they're gonna be switching the final lip sync from You Wanna Funk to Milkshake by Keyless.
So we knew which song it was gonna be, whatever, and they've been preparing with this song. And all of a sudden, this producer, her name is Mandy, she comes up to Jimbo and Kandy and says, "Hey ladies, we're gonna change the final song. It's gonna be Milkshake."
Milkshake.
Who turned in Milkshake as a song that represents their drag? Kandy, she saw the music that Jimbo had turned in and that she turned in Milkshake as one of her songs.
Naysha says that Kandy absolutely refuses in this moment to accept this last minute swap and even goes as far as threatening to leave the competition so as to not give the show a proper finale.
So Kandy says, "Call my mother right now," screaming at the top of her lungs to call her mom. She was going home. "You want to crown Jimbo, then you crown Jimbo, but you ain't gonna have a finale, you," and da-da-da. She goes off.
So in result, we saw a lip sync between Jimbo and Kandy to Do You Wanna Funk and not Milkshake. But that's not all the shady shenanigans that the producers tried to pull in the finale. Naysha also said in one of the takes for Kandy's finale performances, she had a sort of slip where she may have twisted her ankle a bit, which we didn't see in the finale, likely because Kandy apparently wasn't willing to give a confessional talking head moment talking about the twisted ankle.
She has like a little slip and she sprains her ankle. She rides through it, she's good. And then they're in the confessional and they're like, "Hey Kandy, tell us about that. You kind of slipped and sprained your ankle." She's like, "What are you talking about? I didn't sprain my ankle. I didn't hurt myself. I don't know what you're talking about." It was like, you are not gonna get me. At that point, they couldn't even use it.
And both of these things I think are great examples of Drag Race being reality TV first, competition second. And Kandy has seemingly acknowledged this on Twitter by changing her name to The Producer, but hasn't said anything else about this. Oh, and the other fun tea about the season that was sort of announced after the fact on social media was both Jimbo and Kandy are going to be getting their very own WOW Presents solo shows, aka exactly what the winner of the UK Drag Race season gets. Like, I still can't believe they're not giving out prize money for that. Like, we're over here in the US throwing out $200,000. And also, by the way, yeah, here's a little show that you can have on the side extra as a treat. But now onto the bracket. So I randomly filled our 32 entry bracket today on bracketfights.com. And usually we've just got little Instagram photos to slot into here, but a lot of these looks actually walked the runway in the Untucked episodes. So we've got some really great up close and personal B-roll to look at as well today. And first up in our randomly generated bracket, we've got Monica in her Legen-dairy look versus Darienne Lake in her Snow Bunny runway. And Monica's look is giving melted cheese dress and skirt with a cow print hat and gloves. And I really love how punny and campy, yet also fashion forward, she has applied this brief. Definitely a hot look. And Darienne's look is a lot of concept, but I don't think a lot of execution. She has approached this Snow Bunny look with the inappropriate to say in YouTube videos type of snow. She's got a clear credit card on top of her head, blades dripping down on the, I guess, rabbit fur jacket. This is a little more edgy, it's pushing the boundary. I'm actually surprised they showed this on the episode. I think the look overall though feels a little costumey. Anyways, I'm gonna give this a rot and give Monica this round. Next up we got Naysha's Reveal Yourself versus Monica's Fruity Patootie from the supermarket ball. And Naysha's look, being the reveal look, is in like 3 or 4 different parts here. At first it's like black and white Corella coat, which reveals to a cutesy little black and white chevron cocktail dress that then reveals to a giant black and white polka dot extravaganza. And I do like the different ways in which she has incorporated black and white throughout this look in the different patterns. And I love all the different style eras that she's managed to incorporate into one look. It was ambitious, and I also do think that it paid off. And Monica said when life gives you lemons, make a lemon tree. Literally the lemon tree. Growing up that thing in the back there, just I really didn't expect so many of her unaired looks to be so campy, but they're also fashionable. Definitely a hot look. I've got to go with Monica here. And next up, the battle of Monica and Naysha continues. We've got Monica in her Miss Blank runway, which she applied as Miss Sunlight on the Skin. I suppose interpreting the different colors of heat in red, yellow, and orange on this dress, which looks very much like that classic Tina Turner dress that we've seen queens on the show recreate and wear in different ways, as well as RuPaul herself back in the day. But her look here is not maybe as hot as the sun. I'd give this like a warming up. I don't love the sash. And Naysha's here is for the Legen-dairy category, where she's wearing a dress made of mesh illusion, with of course the milk spilled all over her dress. Oops. Complete with little cookies covering up the naughty bits. And I love that look. I really am enjoying the camp and also this very serious high drag that she is serving in that. And I don't drink dairy, but Naysha's making me reconsider. Her look is definitely hot. I'm gonna give it to her this round. And next we've got round 3 of Monica versus Naysha. This is Naysha's Night of 1,000 Grace Jones look, where here she's wearing a look inspired by the 2009 Hurricane Tour. And I think what Naysha did here is a nice homage to Grace's look and does look good on her. The one thing that is screaming at me though are those ankle boots. Oof, I don't like those. They really cut that look off. So I would give the look overall a warming up. And Monica's look on the other hand, wow, she looks so hot for being so icy cold. This is her snow bunny look. And yes, it's 100% giving après, what's it called? Après ski. I Googled it, après ski. She's very giving après ski, but like the après ski. Girl, she's ready to party in this, and it is hot. Definitely gonna give it to Monica. Next up, we got Darienne Lake in her Grace Jones homage from a 1983 look versus Miss Kasha Davis Snow Bunny. This is such an easy, quick decision for me. I love Grace Jones, I love her fashion, and I think Darienne did an excellent homage here. Plus, the look looks great on her. The color blocking is cool, the silhouette, the shapes, amazing. Kasha Davis, I'm not loving this. This is giving teeny bopper in the 80s meets 2000s. I don't love that bright summery yellow color, even if I do kind of appreciate the silly camp factor of, you know, yellow snow. Plus with the flat sparkly Ugg boot on the runway, I can't. Darienne gets this round. And next up we have Monica in her net gala look, which I did have to censor parts of because, girl, it is fully netted. Full net fantasy. She looks amazing in this. It's very 90s, fashion runway, underground club, and love it, definitely hot. Naysha's look, also very hot though, I've gotta say. This is her snow bunny look and she is just dripping in crystals, which I think do have a really good impact when you kind of see her turn the corner on the stage. But the final pieces of how some of that look was put together, I'm not loving on closer inspection, because the areas where there are no snow in this outfit just make me wish there was more of that tinsel. Plus I think for as interesting as the wig is with the lace or whatever is happening there, it's just a little too frumpy up there. So overall a rot, and I'm gonna give this round to Monica. Next we've got Kahanna's Snow Bunny versus Monica's Grace Jones. And Kahanna's Snow Bunny is fabulous. I expected no less from her to be giving a full show in even the unaired categories. This is beautiful. She's not dressed as a snowflake, she is the boom boom snowflake. This little fairy princess here gets a hot. But Monica's look I think feels a little unfinished. I gotta say the actual look that this was inspired by is a little plain, I think, for the Grace Jones standard. And when you see Grace in it, what really makes it pop is the crazy headpiece creating that head silhouette. And Monica did leave that piece out, which kind of just leaves us in like a getting into your nightie, here's my boudoir outfit. And it's pretty for what it is, but I do think that some of the textures and the fabrics look a little cheap for this runway, so I would give this look a rot, and this round goes to Kahanna. Next up, we've got the only unaired Heidi look in the entire bracket, because remember, she did leave the competition, and therefore also left the Fame Games, which meant she did not get to showcase her looks on the runway. But this look is one she shared with everybody on social media, and it says, stay hydrated, I think in reference to her soft, I can't whistle with my teeth, soft and supple ad from her original season where she was making the lotion to stay hydrated. I get it, I see what she's doing here, and I think it's a really cute look. I'm not sure which category it was supposed to be for. The caption she wrote on this referenced the reveal yourself category. I don't see a reveal, but I do like what I see. I love this idea. It's very campy, it's very silly, fashionable, hot look. Mrs. Kasha Davis over here giving us a little camp cringe. This is her Miss Blank look, and she did Miss Ariana Grandma. The pun is there, the look is there. This would be Ariana Grande in drag as a grandma, and she looked great. And nothing wrong here, I would give this a safe hot, but Heidi's look is a lot more inventive, so she gets this round. Now finishing out the left side of the bracket, we've got Monica's Cheese versus Monica's Fruity Patootie. I'm gonna go with the cheese look. The Naysha's Legen-dairy versus Monica's Snow Bunny. Legen-dairy for sure, girl. Eat some cookies. Darienne's Grace Jones versus Monica's net look. I gotta go with the Grace Jones look. Here we've got Kahanna's snowflake versus Heidi's lotion bottle. And honestly, I think the lotion bottle is gonna win for me here. We have to laugh. Okay, Naysha's cookies versus Monica's cheese. Gonna go with Naysha's cookies. Now Darienne's Grace Jones versus the lotion bottle. Miss Darienne gets it. This look was so good. Darienne's Grace Jones versus Naysha's cookies is a little bit of a tougher decision to win the left side of the bracket. Congratulations, Darienne, you win the left side. Let's see who you're gonna be up against on the right. We've got Monica's Reveal Yourself versus James's Snow Bunny. And this is a quick decision for me, but let's talk about it. Monica's is very much cartoon superhero, super villain kind of vibes. Starts off in a hood. It reveals to a really cute little warrior dress and boots. I mean, fashion, 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 and each piece I think is executed so well. Definitely a hot look from her and possibly one of my favorites in her entire package. James's though, this look is not for me. This is 10 different ideas, all stuffed into one. She's giving Queen of Hearts meets Frozen meets... I don't even know what I'm looking at. It looks like she like wrapped a nightgown on the bottom of her outfit. Jaymes is a rock. Gonna go with Monica here. And next up we've got Kasha's As the World Turns versus LaLa Ri's Snow Bunny look. I remember when I was watching the episode thinking that a lot of these looks needed to be a little more inventive because there were so many various obvious executions of, oh look, here's a normal look, but when I turn around, there's a piece missing. And I just wanted a little bit more. And I think the look that she's wearing is cute, but I don't think it's anything like super special or different, but it is like a safe, hot look for her. She looks good. And LaLa's look is beautiful. She for sure is giving some Frozen vibes. And this Snow Bunny has turned into a little snow princess. This looks absolutely hot and LaLa takes this round. Next up we got James's Miss Blank, which she did Miss Queen of the Ring. And Naysha's Fruity Patootie. James's look here, I love. This is campy. This is like a little Dolly Parton and giving the 80s kind of princess vibes as well. Really, really cute for her. And inventive. We haven't seen wrestling on the Drag Race main stage since what, season 4? Ding, ding, ding. This look is hot. And Naysha's look is okay for me. She's in basically a crystallized watermelon bodysuit, which I think is okay. I don't think that it says a lot for the Drag Race runway or is an inventive enough silhouette. So actually we give this watermelon a Rot and give it around to Jaymes. And next we've got Kasha Davis and Darienne, both in their Reveal Yourself looks. Kasha's is great. It's Cruella and her reveal is in many parts. It's a giant jacket to a floor-length gown. And I would have maybe liked to have seen each reveal have more than just the black and white color blocking, but overall I'm gonna give this a safe hot. And Darienne's look I'm really excited about. First, she's the blushing bride. And this is a pretty little wedding gown for Darienne, love the veil. And girl, this is pretty, but when it actually flips into the reverse, which is Lady of the Night in this vampy, glampy, gorgeous black gown, like this is a gorgeous, gorgeous gown. I love the tulle. I love the crystals, the pearlescent stuff. I mean, really, really beautiful on her. Amazing silhouette. She looks great. This looks absolutely hot. Darienne gets this round. Next we've got Kasha Davis and her Grace Jones homage from the 2009 Hollywood Bowl. And this look is pretty faithfully recreated from the Grace Jones original. As you can tell, the material Kasha has constructed her dress out of is not quite as expensive looking as Grace's, but I think she was still able to capture the excitement with all the texture and folding and cutting. And plus when she turns around, it's even more interesting. Definitely a hot look, and it's up against Monica looking absolutely drop dead gorgeous in her As the World Turns vintage 1920s gown. Oh my God, this is so gorgeous. Like, this is a gorgeous photo, right? But even on the runway, she looked worth $1 million, $10 million. Beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Definitely gotta give it to Monica here. I mean, drop dead gorgeous. Next we got Naysha versus Naysha in her As the World Turns and Miss Blank Queen runway. And her As the World Turns runway was fabulous too. Level of detail put into the shaping and silhouette of this gown, the bodice piece, the skirt. Like, this look is just as beautiful and stunning in the still photograph here as it was on the runway. And you know, yes, it was a pretty gown. Turn around, see what's going on. But it's done to such a fine level, you know, that I really just I don't mind that. You know, it's like Monica's gorgeous. And her other look, she did Miss Shady Queen, where she is coming out as a traditional pageant queen, like maybe the runway brief called for, with the twist that she's got all these like shady Drag Race quotes on the cape piece. And my personal opinion is I don't love a bunch of words on a runway. I feel like it's kind of annoying to have to read so much. And I would have liked to have seen her take this category somewhere artistic that would have left a little more into our fan interpretation. So I'm gonna give this to her as the world turn looks. And the final pairing on this right side is actually a bye week, as it were, for Darienne's misshapen, Miss Blank look. And this is so great. I love this. So fashion, camp, interesting, visually stunning, and inventive take on this category. I think the most inventive, even given the queens that were still in the competition. This was a missed mark for a lot of them, but Darienne hit it. Absolutely a hot look. All right, now filling out the right side of our bracket, we've got LaLa Ree's Elsa and Anna Frozen little princess gown versus Monica's superhero reveal, Monica. Then Jaymes versus Darienne's wedding. I loved mostly the second part of Darienne's, go with that. And here we've got a battle of the buns between Naysha and Monica. Tough, really, really tough here, but I'm gonna give it to Monica. This was such a gorgeous, gorgeous gown. Then Monica's superhero versus Darienne's wedding. Gonna go with Darienne's wedding again. Then Monica's 1920s vintage versus Darienne's very fashion forward and out of left field interesting look over here, misshapen. I love what that look does and says about her as a queen. But I think from an artistic perspective is how I'm gonna judge this. And I'm gonna give this little option here to Darienne as well. And Darienne's wedding versus misshapen. I'm gonna give it to misshapen. And we have Darienne versus Darienne. I'm kind of a Darienne stan, and I'm gonna give it to, I guess, her Grace Jones look. Yeah, that's the bracket. Grace Jones wins. Darienne wins. And I love that Darienne won this because she had a lot of really good looks, both on the season and on the unaired part of the season. And I think she should be really proud of her fashion package that she brought to the show. But let me know what y'all are thinking about this bracket and tell me in the comments what decisions you would have made had you have been in control of my computer today. And finally, I want to give an extra special shout out to Ashley Brungart, Daniel Sandez, Dorothy Hall, Felicia, Frankie, Jeffrey Steenberg, Lisette, Matthew Burns, Panda Kitty, Sailor, Sharkies, Stephen Topher, Tyler Hendricks MD, and Will and Tenna, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier at patreon.com/BussyQueen. See you later, love ya, bye.